My name's Karen Harder, and I want to tell you about a strange experience I kept having a few years ago. In small group meetings, when we would light the chalice and sit quietly, I would get this tightness in my throat. Over time, it got so strong and so painful and so predictable that I had to talk to someone about it. The person I talked to was Monty, someone I trust. True to form, Monty just listened. She didn't ask me what I thought was causing the pain or what I thought it meant. Instead, she wondered if I might like to look at that lump in my throat a little more closely. She had me close my eyes, settle into my chair, and then she asked me if the pain had a color, a texture. To my surprise, I found myself telling her that it was the color and texture of sand. Sitting there, eyes closed in the quiet, I told her the sand was in a cave that opened onto a gentle sunlit ocean, and in the corner of the cave was a little girl, me, healthy and strong. I think that's as far as I went that first visit to the cave that was the lump in my throat, but I would return to it over the next few months. I found a second room, and in there, under an aperture that opens to the sky, sits my wisest self, warm waters lapping gently at her feet like breath. Once I Googled sea caves and I found one on the coast of Portugal that looks exactly like my cave. Marty asked if maybe I might like to visit it someday, like a pilgrimage. But I was adamant, no, that real cave probably has graffiti on the walls and trash on the beach, cigarette butts floating in the water. My imaginary cave is enough. It's perfect. I remember one particularly poignant visit. I brought my elderly mother there. I rolled up her pant legs over her knobby, wrinkled ankles and held her elbows so she wouldn't topple over as we waited. When we were about to enter, I remember I warned her, Mom, don't say anything. And for once, she did as I asked. My little self was waiting there, watching. As we came closer, I heard her say, I know you. And the little girl that was me and the old lady that was my mother walked toward each other. My mother growing younger and younger with every step until she was the young woman of my childhood, holding me as a child, as I myself, my adult self, or maybe for a moment I was my wisest self. We watched. When my mother died last year, I imagined her setting sail from the mouth of the cave. We watched her body float away over the horizon, my hands on the shoulders of my child self as I leaned into my wisest self standing behind me. It was a good place to be, a good way to be. It still is. Breathing with the waves, soft and strong. I tell myself I don't really know what was up with that pain in my throat, except that it's gone now. I don't know where that image of the cave came from, and I have no idea what my child self is doing in Portugal. But I do know that the lump in my throat was not nothing. It took a safe space and a compassionate listener for me to hear my own weird and wise words. We light our chalice today for truths that our bodies tell us, for safe spaces in which to hear our stories, and for those who witness our healing and our wholeness. Will you join me in the words of our covenant, which begin with the word love? Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another.